The annual meeting of the political and business luminaries on Mackinac Island kicked into gear today. The Grand Hotel is packed with people who have a big stake in Michigan's future, but not everyone there is from our state. Devin Skillion continues our coverage of the Mackinac Policy Conference with someone from the South who made waves in the last election cycle. Hi, Devin.
Yeah, boy, she sure did, Kimberly. I just came out of the theater where I hosted a conversation with Stacey Abrams, who really caught fire as an American political figure, becoming the first ever African-American woman to receive a major party nomination for governor of any state, and very nearly became the governor of the state of Georgia. We talked about a lot of things. We talked quite a bit about race in America and about political discourse in America, but I started with what's on everybody's mind when it comes to Stacey Abrams. You can't swing a stick without hitting a Democratic presidential candidate.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if from where I'm sitting, if I was to swing a stick, would I hit... would I hit a Democratic presidential candidate?
Is the stick falling out of your hand?
I think I would maintain control of the stick.
I appreciate the fact that you are the voice of Michigan. And I'm going to respond with civil silence.
Which is not a no.
I believe the glass is half full, but probably poisoned. And so...
But apparently that's not a pessimist.
It's not, because I think the glass is half full. I think it's probably poison, which means you try to find an antidote. So it's a job. You try to fix it, but you know you're probably poisoned. It's just question, is it fast acting or is it one of those slow ones that takes time like a Hitchcock movie? And so my belief is I'm an ameliorist. Optimists, I think, sometimes miss the challenges and pessimists miss the opportunities. But it's not every person of color's responsibility to be the tutor to white people. Just as it's not every woman's responsibility to explain sexism to men, you don't have to be the ambassador for your ism. But if you want it to get better, you've got to acknowledge that sometimes you're the closest thing that we're going to have, and sometimes patience and amnesty are necessary for progress.
Yeah, she really seemed to captivate people here this afternoon. Ended up getting a standing ovation from the crowd here. I did try one more time for her to let us in on her political plans for the future. There's a lot of people here trying to encourage her to run for the Senate in Georgia, other things, but so far she's keeping it all pretty quiet. Coming up tonight at 11, I had a fascinating conversation today with U.S. Attorney Matthew Schneider, who explained to me about why Michigan right now has more public corruption cases going on than anywhere else in the country. Fascinating. I hope you join us for that tonight at 11. Till then, from Mackinac Island and the Grand Hotel, Devin Skillion, Local 4. Kim and Jason, back to you.
Devin, it looks like it was a fun time with Stacey. Looks like you had a great conversation. A lot going on there, and I know a lot of people are thinking about Dan Gilbert. What's the overall mood there?
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. There really hasn't. We did kind of have him publicly talked about from the stage today, as we kind of got an update on his condition, that he's been doing pretty well as can be expected after a stroke, as it was described here. But so many conversations among those attending the conference here of what would or could happen if he can't quite go forth the way that he has before. It's a morbid conversation. Nobody really wants to engage in it too much, but everybody here seems to have a real understanding of just how key Dan Gilbert is right now to the city of Detroit.
Yeah, and we're all thinking about him as well. Okay, Devin, we look forward to talking to you tonight at 11. We'll see you then.